Sustainability is a term used loosely in the fashion world, but what does it really mean and how can you tell if a brand is truly environmentally conscious? To help us answer those questions on this Earth Day is Drennan from the nonprofit organization Fashion Takes Action. Thanks so much for being here, Kelly.
Thanks for having me. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. A lot of companies claim to be sustainable, but what does true sustainability look like?
Well, that's a tricky question because there's a long list of definitions around how a fashion brand can be sustainable. And the thing is that perfection doesn't exist. So there's absolutely not going to be any fashion brand that checks all of the boxes. But using preferred materials like organic cotton, for example, is a really great example of a brand that's being sustainable. But there's also so many things like, are they circular? Are they setting science-based targets? What kinds of chemicals are they using? Are they paying fair wages? So it's a very sort of broad and complicated space, particularly for consumers to navigate.
And through all this, Kelly, we've heard the term greenwashing, where brands portray themselves to be more sustainable than they are. How big of an issue is it, and has the industry done anything to regulate that?
Yeah, so we just did a study and we found that 77% of Canadians are actually concerned about environmental issues, but only really half of them know about fashion's negative impacts. And really, greenwashing is widely misunderstood. Most people who participated in our survey had never even heard of the term greenwashing, but once it was explained to them, they did recognize it as a serious problem. You know, misleading us to think that a product is sustainable is happening in every sector, really, but in fashion, it's particularly rampant. And so there is an anti-greenwashing law in Canada now that is starting to build some accountability for the industry in terms of, making sure that they're transparent and honest about how environmentally friendly their products really are.
Glad to hear things are being done here in Canada. What can people look for then when deciding if a brand truly is sustainable when they are shopping?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think, looking at the fabric, so, we get so used to reading our labels on food products and cosmetics products, but now we need to start doing that with our clothing. So always looking for natural over synthetic. So a cotton, a linen, a hemp, a wool is always going to be better than a polyester, rayon, spandex, etc. Organic cotton would be the better example of that. And look for claims that are backed up by certifications. And so you'll see like a logo, like a GOTS certified organic cotton. So always, you have to do our homework a little bit. Unfortunately, the onus is on us to really sort of make sure that the brand's claims are legitimate. But always checking the fiber, making sure those claims are backed up, and then making sure that they're not using really vague, broad terms like eco-friendly or sustainable without providing any more detail about what they actually mean.
Now, we are in economically challenging times. One piece of advice to people that do want to support sustainable fashion brands but are often faced maybe with a heftier price tag.
Yeah, well, you know what? The most sustainable garment is the one that's already in your closet. So my advice is to actually don't go and buy something new. Shop your closet first. But if you do have to go out and buy something new, actually consider secondhand first. There's a lot of items available through thrift stores, and a lot of them even have tags still on them. So that's also a very wallet-friendly way to be sustainable.
Well, we really appreciate your tips today. Drennan with Fashion Takes Action. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.